Okay,
Right.
we're good to go.
Awesome. All right. Well, hello everyone, and thanks for coming out tonight to the meeting. Let's start off with confirmation of agenda. I actually wanted to add a item, so I would need a motion to that. It's about adding public works snow removal from accessible parking. So just to have a discussion about that. So if I could get a motion. Okay, Melissa, a seconder. Anne Marie, and then just all in favor, show of hands. All right, perfect. And then I guess now, can I get a motion to confirm the agenda as amended? All right, Anne Marie and second Janine. And all in favor? Everyone already had their hands up, so we're good to go. Perfect. And then just wanted to remind everyone that after this meeting, there's only 5 meetings left in our term. So just to that everyone's aware of that. So yeah. All right, next up is peculiar interest. If anyone has anything to disclose of pure interest at this time, please let us know. If anything comes about, please let us know at the time. And we'll go from there. So, yeah. And then this is just a reminder to the public that if they wish to attend or speak at our meeting, they can do so by pre-registering by emailing the committee secretary. So let's get into it. First up is the summary report. Has everyone got a chance to read it? And if so, is there any questions from the report? Nope. All right. Could I get a motion to receive the summary report dated August 27th, 2025? All right. First is Liz, the seconder Melissa. All in favor, show of hands. Perfect. All right. So, got no deputations and we have no correspondence. So let's get into unfinished business. So first up is White Cane Awareness Update. Let's kind
Yeah.
of just throw this out there to everyone. How Liz has already done her school, Tech South is done. I sent Ernest Cumberland an email and I'm waiting for a response on their available dates. So once I get that, I can circulate to everyone. But we have Michelle at Tech Beaton, Melissa at Allison Union, Janine at Tottenham, Anne Marie for Boyne River, and Nicole for Banting. So I'm gonna open the floor up and just let everyone kind of give their updates and things like that.
Could you send me what you sent to Ernest Cumberland and I'll just copy that and send it to
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
just that might get me doing what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Melissa?
Sorry for the noise. The dog's putting himself to sleep. Um, I have approval now. We have a better administration this year. Stop! You're going to bed. So it's just a matter of when they have a date.
Perfect. All right. Anyone else have any updates on their end? Michelle?
Where we would display it in our school has been so based on different things that we're doing in the school. So I think we're looking more probably into like January before we can get any kind of display up.
All right, yeah, we're approved for the entire year. I already emailed to confirm, so we are on the approved vendors list. So if anyone has any issues with that, we do have the email confirmation on that. So yeah. Does anyone else have any updates? Nope. Oh, Liz? Yeah.
Yes, hi. I just wondered about, in addition to putting them into the schools, could we put them in the libraries as well? Because, the libraries are a source of information for people and they often have displays out on different topics. So I don't know if we wait for the schools or if we need special town permission for the libraries, but it'd be a good idea, I think.
No, contact Jocelyn, I can't remember her last name, but the CEO of the New Tecumseh Libraries. And certainly that kind of thing is done independently of the town. So if she agrees or she takes it to the library board and they agree, then it's a go. And I'm ashamed of myself as a retired librarian that I didn't think of that. So good for you.
Yeah, I think it's great. Do we have to get permission to ask approach the library about any of that? Or are we okay just to do that on our own?
Well, I think when the motion was passed at council, it was strictly for the purpose of going into the schools. I can certainly put a motion in the summary report just to ensure that our bases are covered. I don't anticipate that would be an issue with council. So we could just make a motion saying that, you know, that the Accessibility Advisory Committee would like to extend their literature to the New Tecumseth libraries. I mean, there's no costing or anything like that. And then we would have to speak with Jessica once that's approved.
Oh, Jocelyn's beaten. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think the more information we get out there, the better, right? So.
Yeah.
So do I have to ask for a motion for that? Okay. Could I
Yes,
get
and
a
then we'll
mo-
vote on that, please.
All right. So I guess Liz, we'll get you to do that motion because, you know, and then I guess I need
I'm
a
looking for
seconder.
Carrie.
So a
I think
motion.
Cole's got his hand up there, Ashley.
Yeah, I was gonna get to him after we
Oh,
pass
sorry,
this, but
okay.
we'll go Cole first and then
I was gonna say that I can't do Banting anymore because I've graduated. And I'm also in college right now full time, so if someone else wants to take that on, that would be great.
okay, no worries. Does anyone want to take that on? Because I can do it if no one wants to, or Melissa, or Anne Marie, sorry. All right. So, like that then. All right, that's settled. So then we'll go back to the motion. Okay, so Carrie, I'm gonna look to you for the motion then. Would it be just like what you had said? Did we just have to
Yeah.
vote on that then? Okay,
So that
So
the
then-
Accessibility Advisory Committee, or that council approved the committee to extend their literature for White Cane awareness to the town and New Tecumseth libraries.
okay, so I'll get someone to motion that forward, Liz, and then a seconder on that one, Melissa, and then all in favor, just a show of hands. All right, that's passed. Good to go. All right, and that is that topic. So next up is multi-year accessibility plan. I'm gonna hand that over to you, Cindy.
Hi, thanks, Ashley. Hi, everybody. Good to see everyone. So we have not put a new one in place. So that is correct. We only have an updated kind of summary that was left by Pavlina. So it is on my radar to do a couple things with this. One is obviously to understand what we want as a committee to put on the accessibility plan, as well as working on the AODA strategy still that we are aware that we need to put some effort into. We have some changes in our communications team. So I'm now waiting on the permanent hire to be announced so that we can kind of work together on that as well as far as the website and things that need to be updated. I think there's some opportunity to enhance what we had, what we don't have on there, and also to work together with communications to make sure that happens. I think there's some plans in place for some website redesign. So that'll be part of that strategic plan in 2026. As far as the actual multi-year accessibility plan, I need to speak with Neil because I don't know how this fits into the strategic planning that's already been completed before my arrival. And I think we just start going forward for 2026. I don't know if Carrie has any information on that either, but this was a 5-year plan, right? 2018 to 2023. So we're missing the last 2 years as far as official plan to be in place. So I'm not sure why that was left behind from Pavlina or if there was any other information that we had on file, but it is important that we need to do this. And it is on the radar. It just hasn't had my full attention yet in my short time at the town. So, but it does need to happen. So I'm not sure if there's any insights, Alan or Carrie, anyone else on the committee, as to where it kind of stopped and if there was any kind of conversation with Pavlina at that time, why it didn't continue, or if maybe it was just on her plate to do. I wasn't sure if there's any insights. I'm happy to hear any history there.
We
From-
talked.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. put up my
No,
hand.
go ahead.
Okay, we talked about that early in this term, and it seemed to be, in process, and then we just never heard anything about it after that.
Okay.
So I don't think we know why it stalled.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for that.
I do know that there was a survey put out.
Yeah.
So that was on the website. I'm not sure if that is still on the website. And then there were the updates, what were done from, I guess, the
Mhm.
previous multi-year accessibility plan. That's as far as it went. And then there was a turnover and Pavlina had left. So
Yeah.
we didn't really hear much beyond the survey request.
Okay.
And the accessibility committee didn't really have any input for the plan. It was basically an update that we were given and any feedback. So it was developed and then given to the committee for any ideas, any additional information that they would like to see. As far as going forward, I don't know if there's a certain template or if there's something that there's certain requirements within the plan, but we can certainly look at that and maybe have that as a goal for with the new term of council, maybe. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Line with that, yeah.
And then it's now council's only 4 years. The accessibility plan is 5 years, but I'm not sure. I'm just thinking
And
of
that's
options.
no, that's great, Carrie. And that's why I was just kind of thinking to develop it and then put it in place, what makes sense to drive it forward, right?
Right.
And what are our key initiatives? Certainly things on here like the training and the return to work policy, all those things have certainly still alive and still there. And we're still, those are things that are still in place. But of course, our human rights policy, but it's just around the, other pieces here that I wanted to kind of walk through
Right.
with Neil, kind of understand where that kind of would fit into the strategic plan and get that input. So
Right.
I'm absolutely supportive of putting a plan in place. I think it is important, and it's certainly something that I want to see happen. So it's just a matter of for me to drive that forward. I wasn't sure what was involved in the past as far as the committee's involvement. So I think that
Right.
clarifies that. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
So I'm assuming since it's on the agenda, that this committee would obviously support that, right? That's what there's no other question to that. Yeah. Okay. And maybe if I can call on Councillor Master, I think he's got his hand up, and I was just going to see his thoughts too. Go ahead. Councillor.
Yeah, I think, Cindy, that kind of was discussed, earlier on in my tenure here of the council anyway.
Yeah.
But there have been so many changes, so many in staff, and so much is going on that a lot of that got lost in the shuffle, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we seem to be slowly gathering things back together again and getting back on track with a lot of stuff. But there's a lot of moving parts in council and with staff right now, and I guess we have to pick and choose our battles, I guess.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. I think this is one that I want to put on. Like, I think it needs to happen. If we don't have a plan, then
I agree.
we don't have a
I
plan to
agree.
follow, right? So it's just a
Yeah.
question of revisiting what that looks like. So
Yeah, I
so
agree.
what I'd like to do is to obviously talk to Neil and put it on my 2026 goals. If it was run through Pavlina in the past, I'm assuming that's where it was kind of driven from, if what I'm hearing. That's where it should be going forward, with any input from this committee or the committee going forward. So, and the council, obviously. So
Yeah.
I will revisit that important review to see what that looks like. Yeah.
Very good.
So I don't have any more to share, but I appreciate. I've looked at it. I have it. Carrie has sent me some other notes on it. Thank you, Carrie. So certainly think it's important.
Anne-Marie, you have your hand up?
Thank you. Just as you were talking, I did check the website. So the accessibility survey is there's still a tab there. It looks like it was extended till the 30th. The question is, where does that link go to? And was it linked to Pavlina's system if we used a Google form, etc.? The other is just an offer of help if you want it. I do have municipal HR experience, so I'm happy outside of this meeting to support you in any way I can, because I do know that it's likely the CAO or you will get a request for submission of plan updates. That's an annual thing, having the plan and reporting in. So I can help in any way you wish.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. That's great. Yeah, and I'll with IT to find out where the information is. And I think there's been to Councillor's comment, there's been lots of change, but we are settling into our roles and doing some good things again. So I'm really happy to see that, and I think we're we're making great strides. So it's just one step at a time. But I appreciate the importance and the patience from the committee that this has to be moved forward. So thank you, Anne-Marie. So we'll take you up on that offer. Okay. Any other thoughts, comments? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for that update, and we're definitely looking forward to a plan in the future for sure. So thank you for that. All right. Next up is new business, accessible transportation. So Janine brought this issue up, so I don't know where we want to go with that. Janine, I'll throw it to you and kind of get what your input in. And
So I just don't, I have a card, which I got years ago when my husband was in hospital. And I suddenly thought, I need to have another plan for getting around places, but he's fine now. And I've never used the card. And then somebody asked me what the situation was with that transportation support. And I just don't know the answer. So if somebody can update on that, that would be great.
Alan, your hands up. I'll throw you your way.
Okay, a subject dear to my heart. As you know, I live in Ward 4, which has got the highest content of seniors in New Tecumseh. And this is a question I get from time to time. And most recently, I let folks know that about the Links Plus service, which
does not come to Tottenham.
Well, the Links, I'm not sure about that, Janine. I stand to be corrected, but the Links Plus service, it's not a regular service. It's you have to be identified to be on that service, and you have to let them know where it is you're going to be picked up and where you're going to go to. And I know a gentleman that gets picked up from Beaton and is brought in to Alliston on a fairly regular basis. That's my one point. The other point is I want to mention to you is that I was approached by a newcomer gentleman to Alliston, who is now in the process of preparing a bus or a minivan with chair accessibility, and he's going to be offering a will call service to in the town of Alliston, in the town of New Tecumseh. And I don't know how far he's gotten. I put him onto staff a couple of weeks ago, and he is prepared to put any amount of vehicles on the road, whatever is necessary to support, will call service. And I started pushing that envelope here with staff and so on. And I had a discussion with the mayor and the CEO, and then I was told that to hold my horses because there's a plan now being put together by Simcoe County, which is going to revitalize our bus service through the current link service that we have right now. It's going to be it's going to have an improvement made. The stops and the pickup areas are going to be changed apparently, and so I was told to wait until this new service plan that is coming from the county. They are going to, as part of the restructuring or the development of the town of New Tecumseh, as you know, we're expanding from 44,000 to 89,000 people. And so part of this pressure that we're getting from the government with expansion, with Honda and everything else that's going on, is they are now seriously looking at the public transport, not just for New Tecumseh, but as part of the program that they have right now to expand it, because they can't, start, pushing, all the municipalities to build all these houses, and we don't have proper public transportation infrastructure. So, there is a link between our development that's planned and the bus service that's going on right now, and I know those discussions are going on right now between the town of New Tecumseh and Simcoe County. So I'm trying to keep my ear to the ground. I'm trying to, things don't happen overnight. We know that. But I am kind of hanging my hat right now on this new service that this gentleman plans to bring to New Tecumseh. If nothing else, it's going to push, Simcoe County to do something quicker than expected, because I think once you get a service established, it's very hard to get rid of it or to change it once it's in place. So, regardless, it's we need the service, and we need to have it in place. And however it gets done is the way I see it. So, we need to anyway. That's as much as I know, and I'll pass it on to you. But and as far as the links, Janine, you might be right, but I know that it is available for those, and you have to phone them up and tell them your circumstances. And if you're eligible, they will pick you up and take you where you need to go.
Okay, so the card I got, I think it was before, it was before COVID, probably 2018, was that I could then take a taxi and then submit my bill to the town, and they would pay all but $5. So does that still exist in any other?
Yes, it does. Sorry, yes, it does, Jenny. That service is still available, and and again, you have to apply through the town to be eligible to be on that list.
Yeah.
And once you're on it, then you can utilize the service, but that's separate from the Links Plus service that the county puts on.
It was a bit strange because you then had to go to the town to submit your bill, which would have required another taxi ride. But yeah.
Hopefully that's changed. But if that is the case, then that's something that needs to be looked at, because I've had just to wander off a bit, I've had members of my community here in Ward 4 that have used that service to do their shopping in town, and only to find out they've been left there and stranded in the middle of winter with their shopping and no way of getting home, left outside. So I don't know how. I hope that service has changed, but apparently it hasn't been as reliable as it could have been in the past. So
it's a dependence on a taxi system that isn't.
That's the problem.
Yeah, as developed as it might be.
Yeah.
Something else that just occurred to me, but I'll bring it up if it comes up later in my head.
Okay. I think Michelle wants to say something. And Melissa, sorry.
Michelle has her hand up.
Oh, what I was going to say is, so we actually have a lack of good public relations about this whole thing. How people can get around town, what are the requirements, in order to get on a special list, how you do it, what the phone number, what email is, or whatever. I keep an eye on things, and I didn't know any of what you mentioned, so I'm glad you did mention it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Janine. I don't want to hold the other people up having to say something here now, but the website has not been proper to be able to easily let folks get on there and find out what needs to be done. So that I've already mentioned that, put that request into staff, that we need to we need to make it clear and to let folks know how they can apply for that service.
All right, well, I'm going to hand it over to Michelle because she's been waiting there patiently. So
I just actually wanted to speak on the Links Plus bus, because Cole is going to Georgian College, and that is how Cole is getting to Georgian College every day.
Oh.
It has been a great service. There are some flaws to it, I will admit, and they know that the flaws are there as well. But it costs $8.50 a way, so $17 a day for him to go back and forth to college. Picks him right up at our house, drops him off at the college, picks him up at the college, drops him right back off at the house. It has been fantastic. The two flaws that I can tell you about is that you have to call every day to book for the next, like for the following week. So like tomorrow morning, I'll have to call at 8 o'clock to get him on the bus for next Thursday. But they're also having a computer issue where there's only 4 buses across Simcoe County, and they can't get their system to work properly so that it would pick Cole up, and then it would pick another student that lives in Beaton as well, going to the same. Okay, Cole just said that they're adding a 5th bus, but the computer system can't recognize that Cole's being picked up in Beaton, and then there's another student that's being picked up in Beaton and going to the same place at the same time. And it's sending 2 buses, or it's coming and picking Cole up, dropping him off at Georgian, and then coming back and picking the same student up, or the other student up, and taking them to Georgian. So, but Simcoe County is well aware of the problem, and it's a computer program that they can't override. So they're trying to come up with, I guess, a way to fix it. But I just wanted to give them a shout out that it is a good service, and it's been reliable so far. There's been a few times they've had to drive, but other than that, it's been great. So I just wanted to give feedback on it. And for anybody that wants to get on it, it is a form that your doctor has to sign, and then you have to be approved by the county. And he also no problem. He also takes a companion with him, and the companion is free. So
that is awesome information, actually. I'll hand it over to Melissa because you've had your hand up as well.
Thank you. So what Janine was talking about, that card thing. The ladies in the senior group that I attend on Wednesdays, I believe you can only submit it once a month to the town.
Oh.
So that can be inaccessible for a lot of people. To wait to get that money back.
Well, and the older, you can only submit, you can go more than once. I think
you can only submit it once a month.
Okay, so you can go more than once, but you have to do one claim report.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I believe that's what they said in the group. And then, Alan, do you know how late that bus service is going to run? Or the service, that new service you're talking about? Do you know how late they plan to run it? Because like personal taxis only run till I think 1 or 2 a.m. in town, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's a huge issue, even just for regular people.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Melissa. I'll tell you, the phone number for it is 1-800-263-3199.
Oh, could you say that again?
It's 1-800-263-3199. And that'll take you right to the Links Plus service, and so you can make that inquiry. I'm not sure about the times or the flexibility of the service. I'm sure that it's going to have its limits, like most services will. But I don't want to keep pushing this other issue. This other will call service is a taxi service starting up, but it's going to specialize in will call with an accessibility ramp in his van. So he's very industrious, and I think that he can be pretty flexible in his times if these are regular times that have to be met. But I'm only guessing at this point in time. But I'm hoping that he's going to get his approval to offer his service in, and we'll be able to see his will call service being promoted. As soon as he's up and running. He does own a proper taxi service now, but it's getting approval for this other thing.
I'm going to hand it to Liz because she's been sitting there with her sign up. So,
Thanks, Ashley. I'm not sure if Chats is still offering transportation for seniors or other individuals. I am going to a presentation that Chats is giving tomorrow at Matthew's house. I go to a MS support group at Matthew's house once a month on Friday. So Chats has recently opened an office in Beaton and are offering programs. So they're going to be giving a presentation tomorrow. So whatever information I find out about any transportation services, I'll bring back to the team here.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Liz. Cindy, raise your hand up.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. I was just going to say, in the conversation you've had about what is the process to submit receipts, I can look into that and get back to the group on that one too, because I'm sure it's information I can get from one of our staff members. So it seems like that's something, if it's not on the website clear, I can loop back with the group here if that's, I'm sure that's helpful.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. We'd really appreciate that. So,
Okay.
All right, Janine.
Yes, one of the things about the Links Plus, I suspect, but I could be wrong, is that they may not travel outside of Simcoe County. Which, if you have specialist doctors, which I do, that take you out of Simcoe County, that's not as helpful, which means this other thing that the taxi thing would likely go outside of the county. So that would make them a valuable addition to the overall transportation accessibility plan.
Sorry if I can just butt in a second. One of the things he's trying to work out right now for the service is what the cost, what should he be charging? And he has his standard taxi rates. And I said, well, you have to go and sit down with the town and get an idea what is acceptable from our end of it, and get an idea of the pricing structure that the existing taxis use right now. And you'll probably have to work off of something similar to that. So I don't know if the existing taxis in town offer wheelchair accessibility. They may do if somebody's fairly ambulatory to a degree, but if you're not ambulatory at all, then I don't know if they have taxi special, vans to pick people up in that regard. So he would have an advantage in that respect. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention
that. Cindy?
Just a further note, should we suggest a motion that if this information is available, that it should be posted on the website?
No. Yeah, we should have there should be a section that's dedicated to accessibility, so people know where to go easily.
I would move that, Cindy. I would move it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't always find it easy to find things on the website.
Right. Yeah. And as I think that's great. So that's moved then. Is that so? Yeah.
Yeah, I move it.
Okay.
I'll put a motion in this report asking that the communications team assist with would somebody be interested in doing up perhaps a little, like maybe doing the research and then sending it to me, and then I can submit it. I don't want to put any more work on the communications team's plate for creating content. But if somebody would like to, even if it's a quick email, phone number, when to call, when they're open, where they go, would someone be able to do that so that I could just submit that to the communication team?
Good question. Sorry. Are you talking about the Links Plus stuff, or are you talking about the town community, the town?
Both.
I can send you information on the Links Plus stuff for sure.
Perfect. Thank you.
Alrighty, then do we need all in favor for that motion type thing? Because we've got a first and seconder already.
Yes, please.
So just a show of hands. It's like that is everyone. So Oh, Anne Marie, you have your hand up there, so I'll just quickly send it your way. And
Sorry,
then...
I'm a check as we go type of person. So there is an accessibility landing page, and there is all of the information that we just talked about. The community transportation, there's a link with information, there's chats, there's the links plus. So all of that's already there. So just keep that in mind whenever you're making the request. You might get that response back.
Yeah. We'll just
Sorry,
make sure it's
and-
up to date.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, did you just get that off the town website right now?
I did, yes.
They
Okay.
maybe I complained several times and I have never followed back on it. So maybe maybe maybe
Yeah.
they've taken that to heart and they've actually already done that.
I was
So
just going
All
to
the
say that,
info's
Councillor.
there.
I thought maybe they've updated it since since we last looked. That's great.
no, I haven't looked at it for a long time. So,
But again, that's something that then maybe isn't promoted enough.
maybe a
Maybe-
flyer or something that could be made available that, or something that could go up in stores. You know, whenever. Sorry, I don't mean to butt in here. I put my hand up, but in the past, the taxi services and the special pickups, some of the stores try to get involved and say, "Listen, we'll support your taxi service. Just put us on the list, and we'll make sure that we take care of those customers when they come in." You know, that there was a point in time that before I even got on council that the big stores around here offered to even put money up to enhance a service like that, to as long as they were put on the list as stops, as long as their establishment was put on the list as a stop, that they would actually contribute money to such a service. And I would say that's probably still available today, because I don't believe there's any good store that you went to and said, "Listen, would you support specific people with specific requirements to come to your store," and so on. So I think there could be a liaison. I guess what I'm trying to get at in a long way is there could be a liaison between a service like that and discussion with our big box stores anyway, and say, would you be interested in being part of a program that supports our accessibility programs in the town. I don't think you'd see anybody say they would all say yes. So somewhere in there's got to be some kind of a program or a flyer that we could get out of that. Expand what we have on the website to an actual service, tying everything in together somehow. I know I'm just talking at the top of my head right now, but sometimes it works. Anyway, I'll leave that with you.
Alrighty, so since that motion's passed though, do we just want to kind of like put it out? Oh, Carrie. Oh,
Sorry, I was just going to mention, I thank you, Anne Marie. I just received the update from the website, and we don't need a motion. It's already on there. So we can just remind everyone to go to the website to look for items. Not everything needs to go through communications. Our website does have all the information.
perfect. Alrighty, there's nothing else on that topic. We can move on. Not seeing anything. All right, next up is service dog awareness. I'll throw this over to Melissa because you added this item.
Yeah, so during the Monster Mash, my family and I, with my son's service dog, were wrongfully removed from a store downtown. All because the one person who was working at the store was unaware of the rules of somebody having a service dog. And I tried to explain to the person that I could show them my son's prescription, and they refused to look at the prescription. And I tried to explain to them that my son's dog is a real service dog, and they said there was no way he could be a real service dog. And it was very upsetting. And for now, I am boycotting that store. And what store it is really at this point is irrelevant. But I think that more awareness to what an actual what an actual service dog is and what their rights are and what my son's rights are, and the difference between what an actual service dog is versus what somebody just saying a service dog is, and what you can ask for and what you can't ask for and what you can say to somebody and all that other stuff. I think is really important, as well as making the community aware, because a bunch of people were just randomly touching him as well. So I think I know that we're not the only people in the community with a dog. I also just happened to meet this weekend. Class has a service dog advocate. Shh, you're supposed to be sleeping, sir. Class has a service dog advocate. She's a young woman in her early 20s, and she would be more than willing to come and help us figure out the proper words and stuff to say. You're supposed to be in bed. Sorry, I'm yelling at Max. And I think it would just be something great to have to inform our community, because a service dog is not a pet, it's a medical device.
Carrie?
Sorry, I'm sorry you had to go through that, Melissa. Is this a service dog advocate? Do you think this person would be interested in attending a future meeting to do
and I told her
a
that, like,
presentation?
because she as well is an individual with a disability, that she could look herself at joining, maybe at a future date if we had an opening. But yeah, she definitely is interested in coming to a meeting. And I told her that she should look at watching a meeting as well to see what it's all about.
Okay, so if does she go around to do presentations in other communities, or?
I don't know if she does presentations to other communities, but she is the service dog advocate for Class.
Okay. Would anyone be interested in reaching out to this person to see if they'd be interested in attending?
Because her and I already have a bit of a rapport, because we've had 2 really good conversations. I don't actually, she has my card because it's Max's card. I can get because we did a vendor sale. I can get in touch with her through getting in touch with Class.
Okay. I just didn't know where you wanted this to go. That's all. That's why I was suggesting.
Well, I think, like, if we can somehow, like, similar to like the White King campaign, but in some facet, look at it somehow educating our community on service dogs.
All right, so you're okay with reaching out to her, Melissa, and then we can kind of get communications going, and we can go from there. Just kind of make sure everyone's in the loop on it, and we'll go from there. Alan?
Well, first of all, I'm curious, why somebody would even question that. And I thought, is there some kind of identity? And I just went on the website right now. It says whether a service dog needs identification depends on the jurisdiction. With some regions like Alberta and other provinces, they actually require an official ID card, while others like Ontario do not. It is crucial for handlers to carry some form of documentation, such as an official ID or a letter from a healthcare professional, to prove a dog is a service animal when requested by businesses or officials. So that's, I guess, the current ruling right now. Melissa, do you have anything?
For Ontario, the only thing that's required, when I think they really need to fix the law for Ontario, all you need is a letter from a doctor that says that your child or you as an individual requires a service dog.
Right.
That's all.
That's right. That's what it says here. Yeah.
They don't actually need any formal training. We are formally
I'm just saying, in your case, Melissa,
I had offered to show his document, and she's like, I don't believe he's a real service dog, so get out of here. Is essentially what she was saying.
That's bad.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I think we need to educate our community so that they're fully aware.
Yeah. At least maybe that's something that can be worked through the BIAs, because there are more and more service dogs I see more and more service dogs now being used in our town and other areas. And maybe that's something that the BIAs could send some kind of a memo and awareness out to businesses to tell them, show them what the law is, and tell them that they need to accommodate service dogs of this nature. Maybe that could be a way, Melissa, of at least in our area now, we can't control everything else around it, but at least in the town, we could probably put some form of a memorandum together that could help with that respect with people with service dogs and New Tecumseh. Is that an idea? I'll put that out to the committee.
Anne Marie, you have your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. Just a thought, similar to the White Cane. I know White Cane is running from last year through into this year, but I just checked and it looks like Service Dog Month is September. So throwing that out to committee for consideration, that might give us time to first have this individual come and speak to us, and then, put a plan together to get it out. I love the idea of BIA because you can get all the business owners for sure. The other offer I can make is I have a contact at the Lions Club dog guides, and I'm sure they'd be happy if I asked to also come and speak to the group and assist us.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. I don't think it hurts to get multiple perspectives and multiple informations and things like that out there. So if you don't mind reaching out to them, then we can try and schedule it. Maybe them both come to the same meeting or something like that, if we can get dates available and things like that. So, Janine?
Yes, I feel compelled to mention that I'm familiar with a possibly similar incident. I don't know if it's the same incident. And as you point out, Ontario really doesn't have rules about service dogs. And so I don't know. I know service dogs for people who need them for vision loss, and they're highly trained, very highly trained, which is why they're so expensive. But I don't know if it's a support service dog for someone with other problems, how highly trained they are to work within a crowded, excitable setting. And in the incident I know about, it was the Halloween, the town's kids going to all the stores day, and the dog was growling and scaring the other children. So the person involved is the kindest person in the world, but her concern was the safety of all the children, and she was, because everybody was in costume, she wasn't sure if it was a real service dog or if it was badly wearing a costume, unfortunately wearing a costume of a service dog, and if people are mainly familiar with service dogs for people who have hearing loss or vision loss, then the service animals that are working with people with emotional problems or emotional anxieties, it's a different situation, and people, we really do need people to know more about these things. So anything we can do to promote awareness, I think, would be very useful.
Yeah, so I think a good step going forward is getting those two different groups or individuals in, and let's get training from them ourselves type thing, get information out there, and then we can get a plan in place going forward after our next meeting. Because hopefully maybe they're available for our next meeting. It is enough time to try and request to see if they're available. If not, we do have future meetings, of course. But yeah, I think getting the ball rolling on something like this and getting the community aware of things like that is definitely a good step going forward. So I think we have a good plan in place to reach out to those groups. Liz?
Sorry, I had a problem with muting. Janice Priest also does South Simcoe therapy dogs, and therapy dogs are different from service dogs, but if we're interested in hearing from her about service or about therapy dogs, I'm sure she would be interested in speaking to us as well. So just putting it out there.
Yeah, I
There
think
is
that'd be awesome.
Is that therapy dogs have no legal standings in Ontario.
Yes.
So unless they are
yeah.
with a licensed therapist, working with a licensed therapist, then they have a holding. But if they are with a family and they are a therapy dog, they have no legal rights like a service dog does.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's nice to be able to spread that information. If we get all the information
Mhm.
brought to us, then it's easier to spread that information out to the community. So I think it'd be great to have everyone in. So if we can try and schedule it for the next meeting, I think that'd be awesome. So if Anne Marie, Liz, and Melissa are able to reach out to those individuals or groups and things like that, and we can kind of get communications all together, kind of keep everyone in the loop and go forward from there, I think would be a great plan to start. And then we can go forward from there. So if everyone's okay with that, I think it's kind of the way to go. I'm not seeing anything else or anything on this topic, so we can go on to the next one. All right, next up, snow removal from accessible parking spots. So I just wanted to bring this up because I know it's only been one snowfall technically, but like they were not cleared at all on the main strip, like any of the main strips, nothing like that. And I think if we don't get this pinched now, it'll get built up and we will just have continuous issues throughout the winter. So I just wanted to put this out there to see if we could kind of talk to Public Works about, because it's something we bring up every year. So I think it's something to start now and that. So I just want to throw it out there. And yeah, I know Carrie said you'd be able to reach out to Public Works and things like that. So I don't know if we need anything to do that or what. So I just wanted to ask away.
I think we should probably have a motion because it is involving additional staff time. But I think before that happens, we could maybe, I'm not sure how Public Works runs their scheduling for accessible parking spot clearing. I'm not sure how they run their system. It might be something that we could maybe follow up on and bring back an update to the committee at the next meeting. Do you think we could do that, Cindy?
Just trying to get off mute. Yes, thank you. I'm happy to talk to Public Works. And actually, I don't know if I didn't notice. I didn't go on the main streets the last 2 days, but was the other spots or were the other spots cleared, or is it just the accessibility spots that were cleared?
No, nothing was cleared.
Nothing was,
but
yeah.
It'd be nice, obviously, to have more than the accessible parking because,
agreed.
It's nice to have more than that, but it definitely goes minimum. So
yeah, I can take that back to our Public Works leader and provide an update that this is a concern.
Thank you, Alan.
It's funny you should say that. We just had a complaint to the town about snow windrows, which is the same thing. And we actually put out a notice to the inquiry saying that the town will not, cannot remove those windrows from people's driveways and other such areas due to the cost involved. So from an accessibility standpoint, I'm sure the town will probably come back. We'll have to know what the cost involved is because, you know, if you do it for one area in town, you got to do it for the whole town, right? So that would have to be asking for that motion would have to cover the whole of the town of New Tecumseh. So then there would have to be an assessment as far as what the cost would be to clear those windrows and accessibility areas. And probably, if I imagine right, that there's quite a few of them. So there would be quite an added cost to the town to do that. So just so you know, Cindy, that that will be part when when you go to Public Works, that's the first thing that's going to come up is the cost to do it. So I don't know if that would be a some kind of motion has to go through council then to get an approval to every time it snows to have the accessibility areas cleared of snow windrows and go from there. So that's going to have to be something I would say would probably have to be put in the budget, for Public Works from on a year-to-year basis, on an annual basis, which apparently right now it's not. So be prepared when you
no, it's great.
motion.
Yeah, I think maybe the first step is I'll find out what the plan is. I think because I don't know what that plan is. If it's already, is that what did just not happen this week, or to your point, is that an extra service or what it is, and I can bring that back. And then to your very good comment, if it requires a motion, then we'll consider that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've put it out there before and they've done it. They've said yes to it. Like it's something we ask continually have to ask, which I think at this point you shouldn't have to, because I think it becomes down to if that's not cleared, where's someone that needs accessible parking going to park? Because it is limited. It is not. It makes it
Maybe they have a
unaccessible.
budget.
And
Maybe they already have a budget.
Yeah, and
I'm
we're
not
putting
sure.
barriers in place when you don't clear it. So I
They have
think
a
that
budget.
becomes a big issue. So, Janine?
Yeah, I think that the barriers to transportation is part of the process of the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act. And in the transportation section, one should try to avoid barriers to transportation because of inaccessible situations. It's the same with not clearing the snow in front of exits to buildings so that people with a wheelchair can't get out because the snow is a barrier there. It seems to me this would be the same type of situation. You're creating barriers that shouldn't exist.
Is there anything we have to do then, Carrie, or is it kind of more you guys getting an update and then bringing it back to us and we can go from there?
I think initially we can look into speaking with Public Works, see where they're at with this, and then maybe provided an update via email instead of waiting until December. I think our next meeting is December 17th. And then perhaps have, if nothing's in place, perhaps something ready to go for our December meeting.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
All right. I don't see anything else. So I think that is everything for tonight's meeting. So we can adjourn tonight. Well, our next meeting is Wednesday, December 17th, as Carrie mentioned. So let's kind of get your agenda items in advance so that can be made up and things like that. But we can adjourn at 7:29, 7:30-ish. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. And as always, it's been a great meeting.
Night, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.